Hello and welcome to The Update. I'm Heidi Tiltons. Australia's Law Enforcement Committee has been asked to investigate Greens Senator Lidia Thorpe. Senator Thorpe was briefly dating an ex-bikie while serving on the committee with minutes to be checked from meetings that included federal police briefings. The opposition's Angus Taylor says Senator Thorpe needs to quit Parliament.
You can't receive confidential briefings on bikies during the day and then date them in the evening. It's simply not on. It's also a test for Anthony Albanese. Is he going to accept her vote in the Parliament?
Expect to pay close to 10% more for fruit and vegetables over the next 6 months. Recent flooding in parts of New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania is being blamed. Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers says it's a tough time for many farming communities.
What's happening here to these areas is particularly cruel, I think, given how close many of these farms were to producing what was expected to be a bumper crop.
The rain is also expected to shave 0.25% from economic growth. Anthony Albanese hopes the resignation of the British Prime Minister won't delay the free trade deal between Australia and the UK. Liz Truss has stepped down after just 45 days in office following a revolt by Conservative MPs. Mr Albanese says losing the leadership so quickly would be hard on Ms Truss and her family, but he's hopeful of working with her successor.
I must say I've been in office for 5 months. I've met with 2 British Prime Ministers so far, and I obviously will have contact with a third.
Energy Australia is the latest big company to fall victim to cyber criminals. It's resulted in unauthorised access of more than 300 small business accounts. Names, addresses, gas and electricity bills have been exposed, but no identification documents. The jury in the Brittany Higgins rape trial has been unable to reach a verdict ahead of the weekend. Bruce Lerriman maintains his innocence over charges he had sexual intercourse without consent in Parliament House in 2019. The man who climbed onto the roof of the SCG during a Wallabies test and urinated off the side has escaped a conviction. Danny King was found guilty of behaving in an offensive manner and will have to undertake a 12-month conditional release order. And biscuit fans won't be able to find the iconic classic assorted packs on supermarket shelves anymore. The variety pack, which contains 6 favourites, has been discontinued. Arnott's blaming ongoing low sales and limited shelf space. In sport, Andy Brayshaw says he's not surprised to see Ross Lyon on the verge of leading St Kilda for a second time. The Dockers star says he owes much of his success to his former coach, who's reportedly opened up to the prospect of returning to the Saints. Cameron Green has been called into the Australian T20 World Cup squad to replace the injured Josh Inglis for tomorrow's clash with New Zealand. And Cristiano Ronaldo has been dropped by Manchester United after storming down the tunnel as an unused sub during their win over Tottenham. He'll miss their clash with Chelsea. In entertainment news, Taylor Swift fans have gone into frenzy mode after the singer released her 10th album. Midnights is her very first visual record, with Anti-Hero the first track to be released. Netflix has quietly added a disclaimer to The Crown after backlash that the program was blurring fact with fiction. The trailer now carries a disclaimer describing the show as a fictional dramatisation. And a senior business exec to some of Australia's biggest music acts has been stood down over discrepancies with clients' funds. It follows an internal inquiry at the music business and accounting company White Sky, which manages the likes of Amy Shark, Tame Impala, Vance Joy and Peking Duck. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast News team, but we'll see you tomorrow morning for another episode of The Update.